Okay, so this is just a quick tutorial doing a cool little gradient effect on Illustrator. The first thing we're going to want to do is open up Adobe Illustrator. Once we're in here, we're going to click New File. We're going to come up the top to Print, select A4. If you don't have the option for A4, you can just click the little drop down here and then type in the values here in centimeters. We're going to call it Gradient. And we're going to click this little box here to make the background black. Once you have all that, click Create. Should look something like this. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to use the pencil tool. So you're going to come over to the left here and you're going to select this tool. You can also just press the key N on your keyboard. I'm going to turn off the fill and I'm going to make the stroke white. And I'm going to increase its stroke to 4. Now before you draw, you just want to double click the pencil tool to change its options, and then you just want to up the fidelity of the line so that it is smooth like you can see here. Once you got that, you're going to draw 2 lines. The first one you want to look something like this. And the second line you want something like what I've done there. Once you've drawn these 2 lines, just spend a second shuffling them around. So I'm just going to move mine now and then extend them if you have to so that they stretch beyond the artboard like so. Once you've drawn those 2 lines, you're going to select the outside line, so the line on the right, and you are going to come to the stroke options and you're going to select this little gradient tool here. You're going to select the first preset on the left there, and then you're going to come down here and we're going to change some of these values. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add a point in the middle. So you just do that by hovering over the line and then left clicking. And then we're going to double click this first dot here and we're going to select an orangey color. Again, you have the space to choose a color that you like, but I'm going to go with orange for the purpose of this tutorial. So something like that is what we're after. The middle one we are going to make white. And the one on the right we are going to make yellow. Cool. Once we have done that, we are going to select this line here and we are going to change the stroke to be a solid black. Okay, once you have that line black, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to select both lines. Then you're going to go Object, come down to Blend and select Make. You're then going to use this tool here, and then you're going to come back to Object, back to Blend, come down to Blend Options. You're then going to change this to Specified Steps, and then you're going to type something above 50. Cool. You're then going to change the stroke of these lines down to 1 or 2, depending on the desired effect that you want. So this is how you make this cool little gradient effect. If yours doesn't look like mine, you might want to play around with little things, or you can just pop your hand up and I can come over. Then you might want to play around with the rotation of your gradient once it is completed. So once you're happy with how yours is set up, I'm just going to show you how to export. So you're going to come up to File, you're going to go Export, Export for Screens. Make sure Artboards is selected, select All. You're then going to want to save it to your desktop or multimedia folder. And for this one, we are going to use a JPEG format. So you just want to click this little drop down here and then select JPEG 100, Export Artboard, and you'll see that you have the gradient in that folder. Cool, thanks for watching, and I hope this was a handy tutorial for you.